What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome back to MKO Boxing, aka MKO Pugilism, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, follow on TikTok, all that good stuff. So let's get into this one. So the main event from Saturday night, Madison Square Garden, New York City, New York, was Richardson Hitchens defending his IBF 140-pound, what I call light welterweight, but now they call junior welterweight, something like that. Title. So his IBF title there over in Madison Square Garden, New York, against George Ferocious Kambosos. Going into this, I was picking Hitchens just based on the style matchup because I know that George Kambosos historically he's had problems with slick boxers that do the basics well, and that's exactly what Richardson Hitchens does. He does the basics very well, sort of a rangy fighter, long arms, and he uses those attributes. And in this fight, that's exactly what he done. He used his attributes very, very well. From the off, he just sort of set the tone with a stiff jab, busted Kambosos up with a jab from early and really dictated the pace. I mean, Kambosos did try to come in and he was in trying to sort of get in Hitchens' face, but the problem he was having that he was being met with a jab, and then Hitchens wasn't really he wasn't being aggressive when Kambosos needed him to. So Kambosos was sort of steaming in, trying to come with the pressure and get Hitchens to perhaps panic or make a first move. But Hitchens was very clever. He just used the jab as an offensive weapon. It was constant jab, 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 jab. And then he'd bring in his right hand. And he was very clever in that he invested in the body as well. And that became crucial. And the fight ended up being very sort of one-sided. Once Hitchens got the feel of Kambosos for a couple of rounds, it was just completely one-sided. And Hitchens was just using that range. And even when Kambosos was able to get quite close to him, he was lighting him up. He was doing that right thing of starting with a jab and then also finishing the combination as well. So he was kind of being first and being last. And Kambosos was having to scramble. For a lot of the fight, Kambosos was being made to miss and made to sort of look a bit amateurish, and it was almost like he was kind of running out of ideas because he is aggressive, but as I said in the preview video, he's a pure counter puncher too. So he is aggressive. He will throw shots, but it's always waiting on you to make the first move. And because Hitchens was doing the right thing and kind of busting him up with a jab, he was unsettling Kambosos and making Kambosos have to constantly reset and constantly sort of rethink what he was doing. So, excuse me, the pattern of the fight was pretty much George Kambosos trying to follow Hitchens around. Hitchens still staying pretty close within punching range, taking little steps around the ring, but not running or anything like that. Just outboxing Kambosos, just showing the superior skills. He was using his long levers, damaging Kambosos with straight shots throughout the fight. And then the end comes in the 8th round where a tremendous shot to the body from Richardson Hitchens lands. Kambosos goes down, and actually before that, I think it was the 6th round, Kambosos goes down to a body shot, either 6th or 7th. He goes down, and you can tell he's visibly hurt. Hitchens goes after him, throwing combinations. Kambosos makes it to the bell there, but then again the same sort of thing happens again. They realized they'd hurt him to the body, and cleverly, they went downstairs again. Hitchens went downstairs again, bang again to the body, and then this time George Kambosos just couldn't cope with it, couldn't deal with it, and had to just get counted out there. So yeah, it was one of those fights. For me, it was a bit of a predictable result. I thought Hitchens was kind of all wrong for Kambosos stylistically, and it turned out that was the case. And yeah, it was just a one-sided beating, really. The only thing I thought was that I thought it would have gone longer. I thought that Hitchens would have won this on points. I thought it would go longer, but he proved me completely wrong. And I guess it was, well, I don't guess, I know it was those body shots. He was very clever in that. Yeah, he might not be the biggest puncher in the world, but he knew that if he invests in the body and goes downstairs, those body shots, they'll fold you in half. And that's exactly what he did to Kambosos. Excellent boxing display by Richardson Hitchens, and we'll have to see what's next. I mean, it was it's saying that he's after Devin Haney next. I think that'd be an interesting fight. I'm not sure how realistic that is to happen next, but yeah, that's a decent one. And also, I believe there's talk of Teofimo Lopez perhaps seeking unification with him. So we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, MKO Boxing, over and out.